Ladies and gentlemen, my dear viewers, it is with great pleasure that today I present our very first physical product, the Begrepen History Deck UK edition. In this video I will show you what to expect from it, how to use the cards as a learning aid, and most importantly, how to have fun using them as a proper game. Stay tuned. Ever wondered which British thinker wrote the book Utopia and lost his head afterwards? Or which Prime Minister promised peace in our time just before World War II erupted? Do you know about the British officer they call Lawrence of Arabia, or the woman that is widely regarded as the first programmer? And who was the legendary founding member of the Beatles? You will find all of these people and a lot more in the History Deck UK edition. The History Deck consists of 33 beautifully illustrated cards documenting the most influential people from the rich history of the United Kingdom. Every card is made up from the same elements. They each have the name of the person on it, the category they fit in, their year of birth, how old they were when they died, how many years they swayed real influence during their lifetimes, and how they rank as symbols of the UK. You can order these cards from our website. You'll find the link in the description.
Who conquered England in 1066?
William the Conqueror.
The cards from the History Deck were conceptualized as learning aids for pupils studying British history. A teacher might hand each pupil a card as an assignment to do some research on the person on the card and present that information afterwards. But apart from didactical uses, you can of course just use them to play a game of cards, while still learning about these historical figures. If you choose to do so, I would advise protecting the cards using plastic card sleeves. These will make sure you can keep on using the cards intensively over a longer period of time. We suggest 3 game modes: before or after, classic quartet, and top trumps. How these work we will explain during the next part of the video. The first game you can play with these cards is called Before or After. It's about situating all these people in history. The game is played by 2 players or 2 teams of players. It works as follows. Shuffle all the cards and place them face down in a single stack in the center between the 2 players or the 2 teams. Start by flipping the top card, look at the name and the date of birth on it. In this case, William Shakespeare, born in 1564. Player 1 now draws the next card without revealing it to player 2. Player 1 reads the name on the card aloud. Thomas More. Player 2 now has to make an educated guess. Was Thomas More born before or after William Shakespeare? So player 2 answers with before or after. If the answer is correct, player 2 gets 1 point. Either way, correct or not correct, Thomas More now goes on top of William Shakespeare. The turn passes to player 2. Player 2 draws a card and reads the name. Now player 1 has to guess whether the new card was born before or after Thomas More. The game keeps on alternating until all the cards have been played. The player or the team with the most points wins the game. Since the deck is shuffled, every game is different. By playing the game multiple times, players develop a historical awareness over time. And it's still good fun, of course. The next game mode is called Quartet. You start the game by shuffling the deck and then dealing all cards as evenly as possible among the players. We suggest playing it with 4 players, but you can do it with more. The goal of the game is to collect as many quartets as possible, and a quartet is a group of 4 cards that belong together. Examples in this game are artists, monarchs, commanders, thinkers, and so on. If we look at this example, player 1 already has 2 thinkers, thinker 2 and thinker 4. That means that a good way for them to start the game is to complete the set of all 4 thinkers. In this game, the youngest player gets the first turn. In their turn, they may ask any other player for a specific card. Example in this case, player 2, do you have thinkers 3? There are 2 important rules when asking. You can only ask for a card from a set that you already hold at least 1 card from. And you must name the exact card. No general questions like, do you have any thinkers? You have to be specific, thinker 1, 2, 3 or 4. If player 2 has the card you asked for, they must give it to you, and then you get to ask again. If they don't have the card you asked for, your turn ends and the next player, clockwise, continues. Once you've collected all 4 cards from a set, you proudly say Quartet and then place the full set face up in front of you. The game ends when all quartets have been completed. And of course, the player who has the most wins the game. This game helps you categorize all these important people. Who was famous? What kind of legacy did they leave? Who was a philosopher? Who was a military genius? Who developed the British cultural heritage? The final game mode is called Top Trumps. In this game, players use all the data on their cards to win the game. First off, shuffle the full deck and deal all cards evenly among the players. Each player holds their stack face down and does not rearrange the order of the cards at any moment. The first player looks at the top card of their stack and picks one of the stats to play. For example, I'm playing Maximum Influence 63 years. Each of the other players now also reveals the top card of their stack and reads out the same stat. The player with the best value, and this can be the highest or the lowest depending on what the first player chose, that player wins the round and collects all played cards. These cards now go to the bottom of their stack. The player who won the round chooses the stat for the next turn. That means that as long as a player keeps winning, they can keep the initiative. The game continues until only one player has any cards left, and of course, that player is the winner. 2 thoughts on that game mode. First of all, the deck includes Britannia as what is called a top trump. She wins every round she's cast into. As she's mythical, she doesn't have a date of birth, she has no age or time of death, her influence is eternal, and she is simply the #1 symbol of the UK. This card can break any winning streak, but of course, you may choose not to include her in the game, as she's very overpowered by design. Second thought, if you feel that the winning streaks are too frustrating for the other players, feel free to adapt the rules a bit. Maybe choosing the winning stats should alternate each turn, with every player having a go. For all game modes, remember this: these rules are not set in stone. Experiment with them and see what works best for your own amusement. So that's our first Begrepen game. Thank you for checking it out. Meanwhile, keep an eye on the channel, watching and sharing our videos and giving them a thumbs up. See you soon for another Begrepen video.